Now let's switch from the level production, where we have constant production in each period, to the chase production. In the chase production we try to chase the demand. We try to adjust our production level to the demand to fulfill all the customer orders. And we do this now for a make-to-order environment. I will introduce to you the chase strategy by means of an example. We consider an Omani fishery, and of course fishes are perishable products. Of course we can freeze them, but we might have a higher value if we are able to sell them fresh. So therefore the company does not really want to build a higher inventory. The text, maybe it should read, does not want to build an inventory for sale later, and they want to use a chase strategy. And what they do not want to have stock out costs, so we need to guarantee that we always produce, that we are at any period able to cover the demand. However, there will be some costs associated with changing the production levels. So if we change the production level from one period to another, each change in one case will cost 20 Omani Rial. Why is this? So changing production processes usually have some cost consequences. For this example, it could be that the number of boats that need to be used for 1 month to get to the amount of fish that is harvested needs to change, so they need to hire more other fishermen, or they need to hire additional boats, or they need to rent the boats via some kind of subcontracting, and this change in production levels is associated with cost, and here one case change costs 20 Omani Rial. So to get this point across in a better way, one example: if we increase the production from 50 cases to 60 cases, then this would incur a cost of 200 Omani Rial, which is 10 cases difference times 20 Omani Rial per case in difference. This is how to calculate it. The forecast is given for the 5 periods, 110, 120, 130, 120, 120 cases of fish will be required in these periods. We start with an open inventory of 100, and our ending inventory should be reduced to 80 units. The production in period 0 was 100 units. This is a kind of new data that was not given in the previous examples, because now we need to calculate some costs for changing our production level, so we need to know this. Okay, let's solve this exercise. How would the chase plan look like? First of all, let's look at the given data. This is the same table like in the previous slide. I added the period 0, where the production was 100 cases, and we also know from the text that the ending inventory was 100 cases. And now this is something new. We want to reduce, by means of the change strategy, the ending inventory to only 80 cases. However, this is done immediately in the first period and not over time until we reach period 5. So the change happens already in the first period. Now, how to calculate the production for period 1? I already added up. We see that the forecast is 600 units. However, we do not need this total production, total sales in order to calculate the chase production plan. What do we need instead is, we know that the inventory should be reduced by 20 cases from 100 to 80, and we know that we will sell 110 cases. So if we produce these 110 cases, then we will not have a change in the ending inventory. Therefore, if we produce 20 cases less than the 110, that means 90 units, we will get to an ending inventory of 80. So we take the sales minus the difference between the two inventory levels, and this is 90. Now for the periods 2 to 5, it becomes very easy because we are in the chase strategy. That means for the periods 2 to 5, we just produce as much as we can sell. So our production is always equal to the forecast. Okay, so the 90 was calculated according to this formula, and the production for the periods 2 to 5 are just equal to the forecast. And this is just for giving you the information, the total production over periods 1 to 5. Now we need to calculate the we need to calculate the cost of this chase strategy. And here the costs are resulting from changing the production levels. So in period number 1, we are only producing 90 cases. In the previous period, we have been producing 100 cases. That means we have a change of 10 cases. Of course, here we are only looking on the absolute level. It does not matter. A change of minus 10 cases would not be relevant to us. We need to take the absolute value by just having the absolute of the previous period production minus the current period production, which is 10. The case for 30, for example, we can calculate 120 minus 90 equals 30. Or we can calculate 90 minus 120, and the absolute value of this equals 30. Okay, and what was given as data, what is the price, what is the cost for changing the production by one case? It was 20 reals. So how many changes in production do we have? 10 plus 30 is 40, 50, 60, 60. So in total we changed the production by 60 cases in this plan. Each change is associated with 20 Omani real. So the cost for changing production is 1,200 Omani real. Now we can also add the cost of carrying inventory if we want to. This was not explicitly stated in the text, but let's assume it's again 5 Omani reals. Of course, the inventory level is 80 for all the 5 periods, and though the inventory holding cost would be 2,000 Omani real, and when we now calculate the total cost of this chase production plan, we just add up the cost for changing production level and the inventory holding cost, and this gives a total cost of 3,200 Omani real. The important thing is that for the chase production, we try to produce always as much as the forecast, and if we have some changes in the inventory levels, these changes are reflected by the production in the first period. The other periods are just equal to the forecast. Okay, that's it for the chase strategy.